Taking risks. It's something that every company, industry, and person has to do when they want to actually do something great. It's scary to take risks because you don't know what the outcome is. But it's exciting because you know that at any type of risk you take can bring you to heights you never thought possible. When a company does something bold and tries to push the boundary forward, some of the time it will pay off in huge dividends for them. And that's exactly what Phil Spencer is saying in this recent interview he had with GamerTag Radio podcast. He keeps talking about the Xbox and needing to take a risk this coming generation. They need to have their Xbox Series X take a different approach in regards to marketing, along with how they sell the console. It was a very humbling interview if you ask me, and one that I think we can learn a lot from. This interview does really show us what Xbox has planned for their next generation console. They aren't hiding anymore. Instead, they're front and center and always trying to be the ones to set the benchmark into what the next generation consoles will be. So let's get into this interview and talk about the most bold idea that Phil Spencer is taking with the Xbox Series X, which if you've been paying attention for the last 6 months, Xbox has done a lot of risk taking. But before we get into the interview, like always, if you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so enough of that. Let's talk about the drastically different make of the Xbox brand. Because as of right now, to me personally, Xbox just isn't the same company that we saw at the beginning of this current generation. We've seen a lot of turnover at the company, and from the top down, we've seen new studios, new investment, new games, and of course, new amazing services. It's as if the company found new leadership and turned the ship around over the course of several years. And that turnaround seems to be happening even now, especially with the marketing of the new Xbox Series X. We all know that the console was revealed during the Game Awards last year, a full year before the console was even releasing. It was a very risky move, but a move that I think Xbox knew they had to make. And the article says as much when it says this. Part of the reason why Microsoft revealed the Xbox Series X in December during the Game Awards was because Xbox lost considerable ground to Sony in the current console generation, and the company wanted to start doing things differently to win back its market position for next gen. Xbox boss Phil Spencer spoke about Microsoft's plans recently, saying he was originally hesitant about revealing the Xbox Series X so early. After all, it isn't set to release until later in 2020, around the same time as the PS5. However, thanks to a persistent marketing boss, Spencer came around to the idea. Boom! Right off the bat, this article really doesn't hold any punches, and why should it? As an Xbox fan, I know that this entire generation wasn't the best for Xbox, especially early on in the generation, where a lot of things just didn't go Xbox's way. In fact, a lot of people really despised the brand and Microsoft for putting it in the position it was. Yet after several years of reworking things, they started to make better decisions and actually respect the people that matter the most, the fans. But for this to happen, they had to take risks and do something extremely bold, which was showing the Xbox Series X so far ahead of its release date and way ahead of the competition. It's bold statements and showings like this that will help Xbox remove themselves from the slump they had during the beginning of the current generation. So don't expect this to be the last bold move they have up their sleeves. Looking ahead, Spencer said on the GamerTag Radio podcast that you can expect Microsoft to launch bold strategies to promote the Xbox Series X as it attempts to win back market share from PlayStation. Wow, so you're telling me that Xbox actually wants to win its market share back from the competition? Huh, who would have thought? For the longest time, all I heard is that Xbox wants out of the console industry and they want out of gaming and want to go third party only and blah. Well, that seems like a bunch of people that don't know what they're talking about, especially since Xbox is blatantly saying they want to take different risks and different approaches to the way they handle the Xbox Series X. As a matter of fact, let's stop speculating about what they mean. Let's go straight to the source, who is Phil Spencer. Here's what he had to say directly from the interview. We made the decision. The decision was actually really pushed forward by one of our marketing leads, and she's awesome. And she just stood up in the room and she said, we should do something bold, something we've never done before, Spencer said about the Xbox Series X reveal. Let's face it, we're not in the market position we wanted to be in this last generation. I don't think we're going to get to disrupt and grow our business just doing what we've always done. Let's go try to do new things, he said. And when she first brought this idea to me, honestly, I wasn't the biggest fan. I was like, well, there's going to be a lot of other games there. Alright, so you're telling me Xbox wants to try different things and actually shake up the industry and shake up their own way of doing things? That's pretty freaking awesome if you ask me, because it's something that's been working for them for several years. Doing something different and not staying the same and trying to compete in the same manner other companies want them to compete in. That's right, they don't want to play Sony's game and just rely on console sales and that's it. No, they've moved completely away from that archaic notion. And I hate to break it to everyone, they've moved away from that for a very long time. We've never seen anything like Xbox Live, we've never seen anything like Project xCloud, and we've never ever seen anything like Xbox Game Pass. All of these services and games coming to them are completely different from what we've seen before. It's all pointing to Xbox making bold moves to support all of these services and providing us different types of games and great games in order for them to do so and support these services. But the main thing they have to do first is sell the console and the brand and actually get a positive energy around that new console. That means trying new things like Phil Spencer and his marketing team suggested in that meeting, thinking outside of the box and switching it up, because doing the same thing and expecting different results is the ultimate form of insanity. That's where the Game Awards came into play. Phil Spencer came out and decided to try something different and provide its gamers a clear vision of the future. And the article indicates that when it says this. Spencer said he's been impressed by the Game Awards creator Jeff Keighley's strategy and vision that has spawned a can't-miss event that draws millions of viewers each year. As such, Spencer came around to the idea of announcing the Xbox Series X during someone else's event. Historically, Microsoft has announced the new consoles during its own news briefing so it can control the messaging more directly. In addition to the Xbox Series X, Microsoft announced Hellblade 2 during the Game Awards. The trailers for the game and the console played well, Spencer said. Now that he's had some time to look back and reflect, Spencer said he's happy with how things played out, but it wasn't always a sure thing. Most people look back at the Game Awards and think about the Xbox Series X announcement and also the Hellblade 2 trailer. It's because that's what shocked every single person that was watching the show. No one, and I mean no one, was prepared to see the new Xbox console to be announced, let alone a brand new game to be announced showing the graphics off. When you look back at that event, it's met with a lot of positive headlines. But what most of us don't think about is how big of a risk that was for Xbox to show up to another show that's not theirs and give us so much information. All the while, their competition hasn't shown anything. This move was one of the riskiest and boldest moves Xbox has done in a very long time, and being true to their words, it's a bold move they had to take. Instead of trying to stay traditional, they took a risk and went up to the plate and swung. And after all the hype and excitement that announcement built, it seems they hit it out of the park. And it seems that Xbox knows they have their foot on the pedal, because Phil Spencer continues to hint that when he says this. It was cool to do it, he said, and the response has been great, but to be completely honest with you, I could be sitting here today and it could have been a disaster. I like trying something bold. I'm really happy with the way it played out and the response from the fans, he said, of the Xbox Series X reveal during the Game Awards. But every decision we make between now and launch, we're trying to think about things in a different way. Some of them we'll get right, some of them we won't. But we're definitely not going to be meek. We're going to be bold in what we're trying to go do. Now, that's what I'm talking about, Xbox. Go out there and do the best you can do and leave nothing on the table. Sure, you might not hit on everything you do, but at least you went out there and tried something different. This doesn't sound like a company that's waiting for the competition to set the standards for the next generation consoles. No, this sounds like a company that wants to go on their own terms and not be left behind. This sounds like a company that's going to come out and try to win the gaming market back. And I'm not talking about just console sales, I'm talking about the entire gaming market. I mean active users, consoles, subscriptions, games, services, and most of all, just plain fun. Because so far, it's been a lot of fun being an Xbox fan. We've had news come out about the Xbox and game announcements for what seems like almost every single month. Every day I wake up and go through the news and I feel like I see something cool announced by Microsoft and the Xbox brand. It's an onslaught of information and it's pretty cool to keep up with. But let's hope they can keep their foot on the gas, because so far I'm enjoying this ride way too much, and it seems like they won't be stopping anytime soon, just like the article says here. Looking ahead to the Xbox Series X, Microsoft is no doubt planning numerous campaigns to promote the console ahead of its release this holiday. Spencer didn't share any specifics, but he teased that Microsoft is aiming to think about things in a different way with regards to its marketing and promotion of the console. There you have it, folks. We have a completely different Xbox this next generation, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us in the Xbox Series X. All I know is that I'm happy they're trying new things and aren't trying to stick to the same old ways of doing things. Let's progress the brand of Xbox just like all tech progresses. Either way, I'll be there day one to enjoy every single moment of it, and I'm pretty sure most of you will be too. But enough about what I think. Tell me what you think about all of this. Do you think Xbox will take a lot of risks? What else can they do to really shine the light on them? Do you think Xbox has been bold the last few months? Are you happy Xbox is doing different things? What else can they do to keep the hype going? Do you think Xbox can win some of the market share they lost? Do you believe that the Xbox Series X really stands a chance against its competition in the PS5? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. Spoiler alert, I probably won't beat you. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.